fellow collectors, and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at the Complete Selection Modification Lockseed Kureshima set from Kamen Rider Gaim. And this set has all the Lockseeds associated with the two Kureshima brothers. So here on the front we have Kureshima Takatora, aka Kamen Rider Zangetsu. And then on the back we have Kureshima Mitsuzane, aka Michi, aka Kamen Rider Ryugen. So really love the boxes here. Pictures look absolutely fantastic. On the sides, not too much going on. This just kind of gives you the warnings and whatnot. Just says Complete Selection Modification Lockseed over here. Have their two symbols on the top. And then on the bottom is just kind of the normal warnings and whatnot. So really cool artwork here for the boxes. Everything looks fantastic. But let's go ahead. Let's get everything included out so we can take a closer look. So here's everything we get in the box. We have 6 Lockseeds and 5 faceplates. We have the Budo Lockseed, the Kiwi Lockseed, the Yomotsuheguri Lockseed, the Melon Lockseed, the Watermelon Lockseed, not to be confused with the Suika Lockseed, and of course the Shin Kachidoki Lockseed. The 5 faceplates we have are for Ryugen, Ryugen Yomi, Proto-Ryugen, Zangetsu, and then a second Zangetsu from one of the Gaim Guidons. And this one, he has the kind of red crest because that's meant to go with the Watermelon Lockseed. So, pretty cool. A lot of great stuff in here. We're going to just do a quick little run through. Most of these have the same kind of functionality in terms of the button on the back, but we'll get there in a moment. So, just taking a real quick look at the Budo Lockseed here. Fantastic paint applications. Really, really sharp. I love the gold trim. I love the little green there for the stem. We'll go ahead and hit the button on the back. So there's going to be 5 different versions for this one, and there's kind of the normal version, the Helheim version. There's 2 for using with the Jinba forms, which I'm not really going to get into. They didn't really happen in the show, but I guess they wanted to put the accessibility in most of the Lockseeds. And then there's the Invis game. So if we hit transformation right now, we're in the normal mode. You can hear the zipper sound because the arms are coming in from Helheim. So if we go ahead and switch to the next mode, which is Helheim mode, so that would be the sound if they're using it actually in the forest, where you just kind of hear the arms kind of manifesting instead of coming through a zipper because they're already in the forest. Next, we have the first Jinba. That's the second one, and then the 5th sound. Now we're in the Invis game, so if we cycle through these sounds, it does battle start. And then it'll either do randomly you win or you lose. Alright, so I just keep winning. But it will sometimes say you lose. And then if we hold the button down again. So now we're back around to the normal mode. And he's got 2 different henshin calls. Oh, I hit the button again. So anyway, great stuff there. That's the Budo Lockseed. Next up, we have Kiwi. I'm not going to run through all the different modes with every single one of these because I feel like it's just kind of repeating a lot of the same stuff. The Invis game's the sound. The 2 mixes are all the same. I'll just do the first 2. So again, just the same 2 henshin calls. Now we're in Helheim mode. And now we're back around to the front. We have LS13. Really, again, nice gold paint. Everything on here looks really, really sharp. I like that quite a bit. I don't know if I showed off, but Budo is number 9. We'll skip Yomotsuheguri just for a moment. We'll move on to Melon, because this is another one that has the 5 full sounds in the back here. Again, Melon looking great. LS04, some nice gold paint. Very subtle, but he does have two different henshin calls there. You hear the zipper there for the normal sound. There we go, we finally got a you lose sound. Alright, we're back to the front. I also like how when you go to the first sound, when you cycle through, you kind of get the sound effect that the locks used to make when you first turned them off, or turned them on rather, but they don't have the on and off switches anymore, so they're just always on. So it's nice that those sounds are still in there somewhere. And then next up we have the Watermelon Lockseed. Now this is Proto 10. Basically, this is from one of the Gaim guidons, where this was kind of the prototype to the Suika, just called the Watermelon. That's just got the one henshin sound. I love the way he says watermelon. Now we're in Helheim mode. Okay, so there we go. So those four all have the 5 major sound effects, where you have the regular mode, the Helheim mode, the 2 different Jimba things, and then the game mode. Yomotsuheguri does not have all of those, so Yomotsuheguri has the normal version. And then it has a special version, I guess, from the first time he used it in the show, where it's like, it'll give you the same transformation sounds from, I think it's like episode 44, it says. So we'll check that out when we get to the driver. And then it has one last one, which is just one of the Jimba things, and then it goes back around. So it only has the 3. But again, love the gold. I think that looks fantastic. You have a little bit of, it's kind of a bronzish color actually around the outside. LS Yomi. Green paint up there for the stem. Really, really looks sharp. I like that one quite a bit. And then last but certainly not least, we have the Shin Kachidoki Lockseed for Kamen Rider Zangetsu. I think he's Zangetsu Kachidoki is the name of the form. This one's exciting because this is the first time this Lockseed has ever been made. When they did the Blu-ray of the stage show that this is from, they gave us a Lockseed, or not a Lockseed, a ride watch for this form, which I thought was a weird choice. But now we're finally getting this in this set, so it is very nice to finally have this, which is pretty cool. Buttons here on the back. So now we're in the Helheim mode. And I think that's just back around. Yeah, this one only has the 2. It doesn't have any of the Jimba stuff because that doesn't make sense, and it doesn't have the Invis game because obviously we were well past that when this debuted. So, but very cool. Really like these. Real quick, take a look at the faceplates. We have the Ryugen faceplate. We have the Ryugen Yomi faceplate, of course, with Yomotsuheguri. Then we have the Proto-Ryugen faceplate, which is from, I believe, the same stage show that this debuted in, and it is going to be used with the Budo Lockseed, so we'll take a look at that eventually. And then we have the Zangetsu faceplate, which is something I never got because it was like a pre-order bonus or a first release bonus back in the day, and I just never got one, so finally, very excited to finally get one of those. And then we have the special Zangetsu faceplate with the red crest because that is to go with the watermelon Lockseed. So very cool, very excited for all of these. I'm going to go ahead and we'll start going kind of by Lockseeds paired with the faceplates, and that's how I'll break this up. So we'll go ahead and we'll start with the Ryugen faceplate and the Budo Lockseed. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and pop on the Ryugen faceplate. And you get that fun little jingle there. Now, as soon as you pop on any new faceplate, you have a bunch of phrases that you can get just by hitting this button without having to connect any Lockseeds. So as you heard there, some of the phrases are very long. There's a ton of phrases for each character. I'm not going to go through all of them. I'll just play the first couple. The manual that came with the Sengoku driver has a full list of all of the phrases for each faceplate. So that is available if you have the manual still from the driver, but I'll just do a couple more here. Alright, so we'll go ahead and transform here. So you get a really fun transformation jingle there. And then we can slash up to 3 times for different attacks. So once you transform, you actually can get a lot more phrases from using this button down here as well. So we have a couple of Mei phrases. I think there's only like 5 or 6. I think I've gone around. We can also hold this down for a second set of phrases. So there's a handful of Takatora phrases as well. So I think that might be all of them. If I missed a few, I'm not exactly sure how many. There's a small handful for each. But if you hold this down, now we have the third one, which is for Suika, and there's a couple here. So just about every faceplate has sounds for the Suika arms. And then if we hold it down again, it goes back to the Mei phrases. So I think that's pretty cool. Now that is all based on the faceplate, but it does have to have a Lockseed attached after you transform. So it doesn't really matter what Lockseed you have on and transformed as, but you have to have something in there with the faceplate, and then you can get to those sounds. Next up, we'll do Kiwi. Next up, we're bringing the Budo Lockseed back so we can take a look at the Proto-Ryugen faceplate. So first thing to note, there are no phrases for this character, so that button does not do anything. We'll go ahead and transform. So when we transform, there's just one generic sound there. If I hit it again, it's just going to keep doing that. So no special phrases or anything. Next up, we have the Ryugen Yomi faceplate and the Yomotsuheguri Lockseed, so let's go ahead and pop this on. So the cool thing about this is that even though it's still Michi, he's got new phrases from this button up here. So again, he's got a bunch of phrases, but I won't go through all of them. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the second transformation first, the one that's supposed to be specific to the episode. That way I can do the first one right after, and we can try to hear if there's any differences. Now we'll go back around to the first one. Okay, so it looks like with the second one, you get that little phrase after the initial transformation, but it sounds like the initial transformations are pretty much the same. So he also has some phrases over here once transformed. So next up we have the Zangetsu faceplate and the Melon Lockseed. So anytime we have a new faceplate, we have some new sounds. We'll go ahead and transform. And like the others, he has a few phrases after transformation. So again, I won't play all of them, but we'll do one or two more. And then if we hold it down, there is one more mode. So this has the Suika sounds like most of them have. So there are a few extra surprises because we also use this faceplate for Kachidoki. You have two little Kachidoki sounds there where he says Kachidoki and then it's kind of him equipping the flags. Then it goes back around. And if we hold it down, it goes back to the other phrases. Alright, so our last faceplate is the special Gaim Gaiden Zangetsu faceplate. And we have a couple new phrases here. I'm just going to play a few. Alright, so just a few there. We'll go ahead and transform with the Watermelon Lockseed. And then for the phrases after transformation, they only have the one. Which is kind of funny because they both are watermelon. Suika and watermelon are both watermelons. Well, we've heard those before. I'm not going to go through the full set again. And then last but certainly not least, we have the Shin Kachidoki Lockseed. So that's pretty much it for the Shin Kachidoki Lockseed on its own, but because I'm sure some people will ask, we will go ahead and pop this off and pop this on. So yes, the flap is there to pop down so you have all the fruit slices and everything there. If you keep doing this like normal, you'll go through all the different weapons. So that's kind of neat. The Kiwami squash sound effects are coming out of the Shin Zangetsu. No, I keep wanting to say Shin Zangetsu. Shin Kachidoki Lockseed. So this is just another excellent CSM Lockseed set. They continue to crush it with these. It's beautiful. Everything looks amazing. The paint applications are great. The faceplates look amazing. The amount of functionality packed into these is incredible. I mean, just, you know, you're unlocking new sounds on the Sengoku driver with the faceplates. The Lockseeds themselves have so much functionality packed into them. There's just so much going on here, and I love every minute of it. I get that these sets are not for everyone. They are very expensive, so especially if you already collected everything during the initial run of the show, you might not feel like you need these, and I totally get that. But if you're interested and you have the means, I definitely recommend getting these sets because they're just fantastic, and I really love everything about them. So I can't recommend them highly enough. And I know a lot of people ask, I wanted to address this too because I always get comments, you know, what's the compatibility like with the original DX stuff? It's kind of a yes and no situation. I believe in my original review of the CSM Sengoku driver, I did some compatibility stuff, so definitely go back and check that out. I'll try to put a link to it at the end of the video. But I believe they will connect to the driver, but you might not necessarily get all the functionality out of it, and obviously the faceplates are different, so you can't mix and match the faceplates. But I believe the Lockseeds will connect to the old DX driver, and the old, and vice versa, the old DX Lockseeds will connect to the new driver, but they're not meant to work together, so the compatibility is not going to be 100%. You're not going to unlock all the sounds and everything, so you kind of yes and no is in terms of the cross compatibility there, but it's just a beautiful set. Like I said, everything about this is fantastic, and I definitely recommend picking it up if you can. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, thank you so much for watching.